It's crafting time again, folks. How are you today? And what we're doing today is we're making a clothespin wreath. It's a little bit of a different take on it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this blue wreath form and we're going to take some strips of cloth. It does not have to be perfect by all means. And we're going to take hot glue gun. And we're going to just anchor the fabric down real quick. And we're going to put this underneath like this. And we're going to glue it just like that. And we're going to start threading it around. That's why we want to take short pieces of cloth at a time. And we're going to be feeding it back and forth just like this all the way through your wreath form. And every once in a while you may need some hot glue to anchor it down. I mean, that one dot is strong, but you might need a little assistance. And that's okay. I'm gonna anchor it down every so often. Now these can be multi-functioning wonderful things by all means. And you see how it quickly will run out. So at the end, you're going to want to put a little bit of a glue dot there. And we're already halfway done. And that's why I'm going to grab a second one. Just go ahead and start back up where you left. The last dot hanging. And we want to come up from underneath. Just like that. And we're going to keep feeding it back and forth through the loops. And this is so great because this take is going to, I'm going to put another dollop. This take is going to give you a chance to either showcase something on the wall. You could put a mirror in the middle of it, or if you wanted to put pictures, and I'll show you that one a little bit later. And then we put a little dollop because we're towards the end. We'll have to make a break for a little bit more fabric, so give me a moment. Okay, sorry about that. Usually you can do this in about two strips of fabric or so. I wasn't being very careful as to how I was winding it, so some got a little more overlap than others. It'll take a little bit more if you're not reserving some. That's okay though. We'll start back up where we started. Again, feed this underneath just like that. And start right where you started from, stop from, I should say in this case. And just keep on winding. And I was so close to the end. I mean, literally, that's all it took. We're going to cut the excess fabric off. And we're going to, didn't quite get it all. We're going to put a little bit on that wreath part to nail it down. And we're going to put a little bit on the back side. Yes, there's a little bit in the back. This is the back part. Don't worry. That will happen. Not a big deal. So we're going to close it up loop-wise there. Everything's tight and good. Now on to the next part. This is where we're going to need a buttload of glue sticks. Now, this is where you also can get very personal too. Now, if you have spray paints and you want to spray paint your clothespins, by all means, go ahead. It can correlate with the fabric you use. It's a great way to make it personal. Now, again, I'm going to keep it natural. I like the light color, so I'm not painting mine. Okay, so we're going to take these regular old clothespins and we're going to glue the first one down. I'll show you a pattern I like to use. Now, I'm not going to keep them terribly close together. I want to be able to see some of that cloth. It's a pretty color. But to give it that depth, I'm going to alter them. I'll show you what I mean. See how this one is up a little bit? We're going to bring this one down a little bit. We're going to kind of alter it like that, okay? We're going to do it all the way around. Now, if you're wondering, well, where are you going to get these supplies? We'll give you most of the supplies. If you want to paint your clothespins, perfectly cool. You can supply the spray paint yourself. We will supply the clothespins. We will supply the wreath part. We will supply the cloth. And you will need a little bit of string, and I will supply that in your kit as well. You just stop in the library and we will supply most of the supplies you need. Now keep in mind, the spray paint isn't a necessity to this project. It's a nicety. And it's just a personal touch. The great thing about crafts is you can make this as personal as you'd like. And you can kind of see how I'm leaving quite a bit of the fabric open to be able to see that coloring. If you want it nice and tight all together, by all means you can. That is not a problem. Like I said, this is a great craft to be very personal. A great craft to welcome maybe a baby, or maybe welcome a family member into the group. If you got a wedding going on of some sort. Graduation time is coming up. If you want to embarrass your kids with graduation photos in the middle, that is always fun. But you know what? It just means you care. And like I said, you're going to really need the hot glue sticks for this. So have some ready. You're going to have to reload every once in a while, and that's okay. Some of you folks are probably thinking, put them closer together. Well, I kind of like the fabric. The fabric's kind of cool. It's farmhouse chic type of thing, gone a little bit more, light and fluffy. And it's kind of hard to get it right on. So that's why it's so wonderful to be able to do it according to how you see it, not how other people think it should be. And this is our progress so far. Now, there is another variation if you wanted to do this at another time. There is a wire rack, and you don't need hot glue for that one. You just clip them on and make them as tight as you'd like. My hand is more in the way of the camera. I apologize. And hopefully you can see a little bit better if I move my hand out of the way. You don't want to get too gung-ho on the glue because it will dry quicker than you're ready for. And like I said, this is a great way to make it personal, make it fun. Do it how you envision it, not how others envision it. That's the great thing about crafting. No two crafts are going to be alike, and that's for a reason. No two people are alike. So enjoy the differences. Enjoy the imperfections, because nothing is ever perfect when you're crafting. And this is my wreath so far. Now it kind of reminds me of like a ship wheel. You could definitely play with it. There's going to be different kind of fabrics to choose from. But this is like the steering wheel of life. See it as that. And we're going to, what I'm going to do is take this string and use the clothespin to hold that string up. And this is where you can start putting pictures on. Or if you have like little momentums. And it's going to look something like this. Now, it doesn't need a string to attach to the wall or hang up. It's a big round circle. It'll hang just fine. So I'm going to see what I can find for pictures to show you what I'm envisioning. Just give me a moment. All right, so there are a lot of things you could use for this particular project. You can use it for pictures or reminders, cards, you know. And if you have mini clothespins, it would look great too for putting the pictures in the middle. I mean, there's countless things you can stick on there for mementos, photographs, business cards, whatever you would like to do. So that is our craft this round. I'm going to take off these cards so you can see it more clearly without it. But this is our craft for this week, and you can get all the supplies needed here at the Elma Public Library. And if you have any questions or any kind of concerns about it, please ask. All right, thank you. Until next time.